Hello everyone and welcome back to another Throwback Thursday. Of course, the cat decided to lie down here whilst I got ready to do my intro. So, just another quick update. One, I am going to cut transformation out of my reviews only because I just don't like how messy my reviews get when I'm trying to transform them, because I enjoy transforming Transformers, just not on camera. I think he's looking up right. Second of all, nobody has noticed the deliberate one, mistransformation. So I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to reveal the answer on this one. He's getting ready to knock it over. No, he's not. He's just yawning. Thought he was going to. If the cat, knocks him over. Yeah, right. So, however, two people did notice my undeliberate Shadow of the Void, and I can't remember who the other person was. SpongeBobZilla, I believe. So they've got a point each because they noticed two undeliberate mistransformations. One was Grimlock. I've not even. Do you know what the worst thing is? I've not even corrected it. I've not corrected it since Grimlock's wrists are upside down, and now my tripod is broke as well, and it's keeps slipping. So yeah, right. I tell you why it's a mistransformation. Oh, do you know what? I'm just going to have to lower it down for a second. Right. So the reason why I didn't notice a mistransformation is because I thought that was his elbow joint, because obviously it moves freely. But what I didn't realise, but I did think it was a bit weird that I'm sure it doesn't. It looks right, because I was like, oh well, that's his elbow joint, so it must go that way. But no, it does in fact go that way, and it's because that was doing that, and because I couldn't bend his elbow, because that little notch there. So I was like, oh, I must have it upside down. So that's why I've done this. So then I could bend his elbow. But no, what we have to do is keep pushing it, and then the elbow comes in. So yeah, that's why I didn't notice it, and that's why that was an undeliberate one. And I believe on the Optimus Prime, something to do with the backpack not being transformed properly. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother try and going through that one. Anyway, so as with a Throwback Thursday, with the new Megatron, the 86 Megatron. And also, if it seems a bit darker in the rest of the video, it's because it is dark outside and it's getting ready to chuck it down. And I filmed the rest of this review last week. I did like a batch of them, but I didn't do the intros. So the intro is brand new. And are you trying to distract the cat so he knocks Megatron over? Nathan is in the room with me now. Nathan's in the room right now, and now he's making noises to the cat, trying to get the cat to. Yeah, just leaning back in his chair. Yeah, right. Okay, I believe you. Millions wouldn't. Anyway, getting off track. Not all the intros will be this long. So this is a Throwback Thursday. I thought with the new 86 Megatron coming out, and this guy soon to be retired from any future comparison sizes and stuff like that, I thought maybe it's now time to have a good look at him, because he has been the Megatron for a good couple of years now, hasn't it? A good few years. What was it, 2020 or 2019? No, 2018 maybe? I'm thinking he came out. Let me know in the comments below what year this mould, not necessarily this version of the mould, but this roughly this mould came. I'm sure it was before COVID. I'm positive, which is quite scary how long this has been like this mold. I know it's been tweaked here and there in different versions, but he's been like the main Megatron. And of course he's gonna like with Earthrise Megatron, Earthrise Optimus. Anyway, so yeah, Throwback Thursday. There is another mistransformation in here. I'll put up the table of the current table of the points here. So there we go, guys. Congratulations. There's plenty to play for. We've got plenty more points to get. If you notice any mistransformations, let me know. They might be deliberate. If they're deliberate, you get 2 points. Remember, you get 2 points. No, sorry, was it 2 points or was it 3 points? I can't remember. I'll decide 2 or 3 points if you find the deliberate one. If you find this on this one, the previous video, which was the Grimlock, still has the deliberate mistransformation not found, and so there's still points up for grabs there. It's kind of a tricky one. I don't think this one's as tricky. Hopefully someone will spot it. But I will pin the comment. The first person to find it, I will pin their comment, and then in the next video I'll update the spreadsheet. Anyway, guys, let's get into this review. So let's take a look at Megatron. First off, let's have a look at his little Battle Master, Action Master things. He's got like this weird lion type one, I suppose. It's some sort of like four-legged creature with a tail that I believe turns into like a sort of sword. Yeah, so he's got that. There we go. It transformed into some sort of energy sword. Cool. And then he has this little guy here. I'm not too sure what his name is. Let me know in the comments below if you know what this character's called. And this one just basically turns into a blaster for him. Move them to the side. He obviously has this nice big gun sword, kind of like a Squall from Final Fantasy VIII. You know, it's a sword. It's also a gun, and I believe it attaches to his fusion cannon to make a very big, long sword gun thing. or he can replace, or is it in place of his fusion cannon? You can also, yeah, you can also put it on there as well if you really wanted to give him more of a. And then I suppose you could then just open that up and maybe do it the other way. This does flick down. Does it flick down this way? So yeah, you could have it, yeah, like that. Okay, cool. So yeah, I like this figure. This obviously will be retired once Studio Series Megatron shows up, but this is Nathan's go-to Megatron. I love the battle damage. I'm not normally a battle damage sort of guy, but I think it's all right on this one. The weathering, yeah, it's cool. He's got that very menacing look. Obviously, this is the Netflix version, so you know he did look like that in the show. Yeah, it's obviously. I know there's the big debate about gun and tank sort of thing, but to be fair, Megatron's been a tank for much longer than he ever has been a gun, so it makes. And I suppose this is meant to be a studio. This isn't a studio series, so you know he can be a tank. So there shouldn't be too much controversy about that. Nice and shiny, as you can see, reflection from the sunlight coming in from the window there. Overall, a really nice sculpt. And yeah, I really like this one. So let's move on to Articulation. As usual, guys, he has the pretty standard articulation. He can move his head side to side. He can't move it 360. Oh, that's something. So, he doesn't have the typical articulation. He can look up. He can look down. This part tends to flap open sometimes as well when you're moving his head, which is kind of annoying, but you know, it is what it is. Full 360 here at the shoulder. Go all the way out. There is a swivel just below the elbow, so not at the bicep. And of course, we have the elbow joint. No wrist articulation. It can go in and out, I suppose. You could, if you really wanted to. We have full torso 360. He can kick out very, very far, full 90 degrees. Can kick forward 90 degrees. Can he kick back 90 degrees? Not quite back 90 degrees, unless you move that up. He can do it if you move his backpack. Can he do... So we did this with Grimlock. Can he do... Oh, and we've got the swivel at the thigh. We've got the knee joint, and then a little bit of ankle tilt, and a little bit of heel articulation as well. Can he do the Karate Kid crane stand? Can we get him to do it? Megatron son. Oh, can he do it? No, he cannot. But still, articulation is pretty good. Let's get on to size comparisons. So we're probably not going to see this much often in the future, but here he is with Earthrise Optimus Prime. Again, they look pretty much the same size. I think there's only a little bit, when you put one side on, this camera doesn't really pick it up very well, but yeah, there we go. Let's get the right angle for that. Let's move them a bit more here. Yeah, they're not too dissimilar. Of course, these guys are going to be retired in that sense in the collection, so put into storage due to the fact, well, that that they both got newer versions. Yeah, so this is probably the last time you're going to see these guys on a size comparison. However, how does he compare with 86 Optimus Prime? Well, here we go. I don't think there's that much. There's not much in it, but you feel like Megatron should be that little bit bigger than Optimus Prime, or at least the same height. Of course, Prime doesn't tower over Megatron, but he has got a significant bit of height on him there, as you can see right there. So yeah, I think this is where, if you've got the both Earthrise and, you know, whichever version of this mold, because I know there's like 15 million of them, isn't there? Then yeah, you know, they scale really well. However, if you do have 86 Prime, I don't think the scale looks as good. Hence why I think obviously 86 Megatron is going to look so much better. For just a bit of a giggle and out of interest for myself, here he is with a Studio Series Optimus Prime. I believe this is Revenge of the Fallen, and I think he's a Voyager? I think. Yeah, and I'm sure Megatron's a leader class. Let me have a quick double check. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Megatron's a leader class or he's a Voyager. I cannot remember off the life of me. Oh my days. Please let me know in the comments below and, you know, say how bad of a Transformer fan I am, because I can't remember what size class a figure is. But yeah, just for funsies, here he is with Optimus Prime in the movie version. So yes, first off, I know his horns are missing there. Please don't don't worry about that. They're in a box in somewhere. I keep them safe in there because they're always falling out and I don't want to lose them. And of course we have Megatronus, who's now fully transformed properly. He should be. He was, yeah, not I think he's mistransformed now. But yeah, again, I thought this would be a good comparison, especially because these two are leaders. I am now convinced he's a Voyager, not a leader, due to the size. Yeah, and again, pretty another just rough idea on size comparison. You know, I mean, this Megatron's a bit of an advantage because he's got, you know, his shoulders sort of thing. But yeah, there's a little comparison right there. Okay, so with that down, let's move on, shall we? So here we have him in his transformed mode, into his tank mode, and I am really disappointed. I think I don't know if it's just my copy, or this copy, should I say, Nathan's copy, but he's cannon's pointing down. I've been fiddling with it for like 20 minutes now and it just doesn't seem to want to go the way that it should do. Rolls okay, he's only got those 4 wheels, they're not the best. We did buy this character used, we did buy this copy used, by the way. So yeah, yeah, I mean, it looks like a tank other than it pointing down, which is quite disappointing. And yeah, I mean, it looks good at first, but I just can't get over the fact that it seems like it's pointing down, and it doesn't seem like it can point up either, which is really disappointing. We have transformed it before, but I've never really noticed that. I think I'd put the fusion cannon up this end properly and had just the fusion cannon rather than this part. And I like the colours, I like the look of it, but I like, you know, the design's fine, I guess. But in terms of, yeah, that's just really disappointing me in that one, if I'm being honest. I'm kind of, because at first it seems to go in quite well. I think it's these that hold it down, because if I put it in this way, that's fine, but it seems like these pull it down. well, it seems to pull the rest of the cannon down. See, I can move it that, but then as soon as I put these in, it just seems to, I don't know, I just see, it's like you can't get them in. Like, see this, like there, it just seems to bring everything down. If you know the solution to this, can you let me know, please? And I'll see if, am I doing something wrong? You know, as far as I can tell, I'm not. You know, it's the transformation seems to be pretty much perfect, especially when you take that out. You know, other than it's a little bit skew with here and there, but not much. Not that affects the cannon. But then as soon as we put this guy in, or this thing in, I think it's the sword part that sort of really messes it up. It goes all skew with. So let's do a quick vehicle comparison. So just for a really quick size comparison, here he is. I've took the cannon off because it was doing my head in. Here he is with Armada Megatron and Kingdom Optimus Prime. Let's just move Prime out for a second while we do like a side by side. Armada Megatron, slightly longer. They're about the same. Again, he's probably a little bit wider as well, but he is a leader class, so he's going to be that little bit bigger. I do like this design, actually, if I'm being brutally honest. I think this one looks cleaner. But then let's take him just over there for a second. In fact, let's take him out and bring back in Prime. I think this scales pretty well. Our Prime's showing his age now. He's a bit, you know, a bit worn out from transformation. Hence why he's now retired. I might do a review on him. If you want to see a review of Optimus Prime, let me know in the comments below. For a Throwback Thursday, should I say? Yeah, pretty decent size comparison there as well. Megatron, if I put them right next to each other, a little bit longer. Looking that way, he is obviously wider, but he is a tank, so it should be. Yeah, so that's it for our size comparisons. Let's move on to our final thoughts. So final thoughts on this Megatron. He obviously for a very long time was the standard in a way. He was the Megatron. You know, he's been the Megatron for at least since Siege. You know, it's the same model, recolored, maybe slightly retooled in some areas. It's essentially the same mold, and I don't know how long. When was Siege? Was that 2020? Maybe before then, 2019. I can't remember. Not off the top of my head, anyway. So he has been the Megatron for a while, and this will be and obviously this is our version, and he'll be retired as soon as Studio Series turns up, and then he'll be the Megatron standard for probably quite a while. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if you spotted the mistransformation. Let me know below. And I will see you all on the next video. Thank you very much for watching. See you later, guys. Bye.